Tax free. Harvick, where you're in Florida, right? Where at?
Sounds on you. You muted.
Yeah, John, I'm over in Miami.
Oh, yeah, man. You should be knocking it out of the park.
I moved back down here in December, but I've just continued to market in Atlanta. That's been my market since 2015.
It's a good market too. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in Fort Myers, and I'm doing business up near Pittsburgh. You know.
Yeah. But you've been doing business in Pittsburgh for a real long time, right?
Long time. Well, 78.
I think I first heard you talk. I think I was at or part of I forgot the gentleman's name from out of Orlando. He's the older gentleman, Ron LeGrand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah, good friend. I was his dog and pony show for about 15 years. And finally, I just said, you know what, Ron? I said, I can't come to all your events anymore because that was on my dime. He never paid me to do anything. So I'd go to all his events around the country and I'd help him out. And, I just say, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. But love the guy. In fact, I think I'm going to go to one of his events here. I think it's the end of next month. I'm going to one of his events. So I still learn too. I mean, if I pick up one little golden nugget from going to an event with him, I just bought 2 other guys' programs. If I pick up one golden nugget from those things that I can bring to my lifetime members and implement it with cats, it was well worth it. So it helps me and it helps my members. So yeah, I don't stop. I'm still educating myself, and that's the name of the game: getting educated, learning what's working, and that's what we teach. We teach what's working today, not what worked 10, 15 years ago. What's working today, and it may be a twist on what worked 10, 15 years ago, but it's today's twist to make it work now. See. And that's what we do, and we use it every day in our own business, and we teach it to our lifetime members.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Herbeck, you heard enough?
No. This is very informative.
John's basketball full of information. I mean, bounce the ball, more information just keeps coming out. So,
well, rum helps.
It definitely does. I can't quote about the alcohol, so this is what it is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, guys, if you want to join, man, please. We've got. I think Marla told me on my call earlier. We got maybe 4 or 5 seats left. So don't wait, because I don't fill big, huge rooms. We keep it small so that we can spend the time with everybody in the room. Ed can attest to that. Steve can attest to that. And again, it's not a sell-a-thon. We don't bring people in to sell you tons of stuff. Now, I do have a couple people that do have a product, but it's stuff we use. So if I'm using it, it would be good for you. See? So that's why couple people I bring in actually do sell some stuff, but again, it's usually so stinking cheap, it's not even funny. And again, it's just our members. There's nobody else there. You get my whole team. My whole team will be there. So you get from morning breakfast till probably 11 o'clock at night or longer. Sometimes longer. I stay down if I'm awake. But I'm there for you guys to come to the event, and you have to be a member though to come to my events. You can't just come as a somebody looking to see if they want to get into this. You're either in or you're not. And
give them an idea what this stuff costs, and we're gonna move on.
Okay. The lifetime membership is $24.95. The 4-day event is $500. Now, if you're interested, I can do better than that, but you're going to have to call my girl Marla. She's my assistant, and then she'll give you the better price. But right now it's $24.95 to $97 to be a lifetime member, get all the training, and then $500 for 4 days with us. I don't know where you can get an event for $500, but with us, you get it for $500 more. And it's a live event. You get to come down here, and it's in Estero, which is just north of Naples. So if you come across the alley from Miami, it's just right above Naples. It's right off 75 too. We do it at the what the heck is it? Embassy Suites.
Yeah, I'm staying at the hotel there. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, you were nuts driving clear to Sarasota.
Well, I had reason to go back there. So
True.
at least back then. So
True.
yeah.
Okay. But go to buycatsnow.com, and that's BUYCATS now.com, and Marla can get you signed up, and you make sure you let her know that you came in from Steve's podcast, so that I can make sure you get the lower price. And we could probably.
I paid more to attend than $500, buddy.
I'm telling you. But that's the incentive to get the membership.
I got you. I also paid about $4,000 for your program. So, but that's all right. I'm not gonna. I understand times are tough.
$4,000. I let you in that cheap.
Yeah, well, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
But I figure, what the hell? It's lifetime. So sooner or later, I'll get my money's worth. So, yeah.
You've been there a couple times now, and you continue to get golden.
It's different every time I go. It really is. It's different every time I go. And you got people that go there all the time. So it's all good.
One guy, John, this will be his, I think, 7th time.
All right.
And he's on fire.
So if anybody's interested, contact John, go on his website, sign up. And we got somebody online. I want to switch gears for a minute.
Oh, go ahead.
Don't go anywhere. I got a guy that's got a deal, Mohammed in Brooklyn. He's got a deal in Pennsylvania. It's in Newcastle. You know where that is?
I know exactly. Yes. It's 20 miles from my town.
We might not. Maybe we don't want to tell this guy about this then.
I don't do deals over there.
He says he's got a house with the full ACV, not needing work, of $50,000.
Yeah.
Got it in contract for 20, and he's trying to get 28 for it. And he says this house rents for over 800 or better a month.
Should be able to move it.
Well, it's got it up for sale right now for $28,000.
And how's he marketing it?
Go ahead, Mr. Mohammed. Tell him what's going on.
I'm marketing on Facebook, Craigslist, and I sent text messages to realtors and a couple of couch buyers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, another thing you could do is do a flat fee listing and list it on the MLS. Now you just have the agreement for the house. You don't own it, right?
Yes.
So you're listing your agreement for sale on the MLS, and there's services out there that they'll do it for, there's some they'll do it for $99 or up to $500, depending on what you want them to do. But if you just want to put it out on the MLS and you handle all the calls, it won't cost you more than a couple $100. And now you just open yourself up to the whole MLS of buyers. And again, you want to make sure you have in the listing, though, that you're listing your agreement that you have to buy the property, that the property is not being listed.
He's only got about 8-9 days left on this agreement.
Yeah.
So he's really got to step it up. I told him, offer the property, tell him you're selling it for 20 or 30% behind what the market value is. Bring cash, make an offer, or have a bid auction there, a round robin.
Yep.
That'll bring traffic in, but he's just getting started, Mohammed there. So,
Yeah, if you've only got a few days left, well, what you're doing is good. I just make sure that you just keep redoing the ads on Craigslist and Facebook so that you get up, it refreshes, it comes up to the top.
Okay.
Newcastle's a tough gig. I always say that county, the whole county is a war zone.
wow.
But you can buy them cheap. But then again, my county, I get them cheap too. I mean, I haven't spent over $6,000 for my last 4 properties each.
That's just because you're cheap.
Well, I am cheap. I'm frugal.
Because you know what? You want to go home and your wife slap you around. So
Yeah, well, she should spend more. I yell at her for spending more than that because we can get them cheap. So why spend the money? But no, hey, that sounds good. I mean, if it's in great shape and it's worth that kind of money, you should be able to move it. Let me think, where else? Have you put it out on like Connected Investors or any of those groups for sale?
No, I just put it on Facebook groups and Craigslist. And
a lot of it has to do with your message.
Yeah.
All you want to do, like I said before, is generate a phone call. You can't sell that house, with the pictures. I just put one nice picture of the house, and what you put in that message, what you say in your advertising, has to generate a phone call. Simple as that. That's
it. I mean, first time home, or you could Section 8 rental this for whatever the rent would be. I mean, if you could get $800 a month out of that thing, and they're only spending $28,000 to get it, it's not going to take long to pay that thing off.
True.
Yeah. So I'd look at Connected Investors. What's that other group? That other big group?
Bigger Pockets.
Yeah, Bigger Pockets. Those guys, because they let you put properties on there. And who looks at that? Investors. So maybe somebody, from New York or for California may look at that and say, "Holy cow, that's like chump change."
28,000 is they're going to spend more on plywood for the kitchen than anything else.
Exactly.
Cost of goods these days. This is nothing. I mean, as long as the house legitimately is in decent shape, it's inhabitable, a tenant can move into it. You don't get there and the guy can drop a Volkswagen through the roof. That's not what we're talking about here.
It just needs like a little TLC. Doesn't need like rehab or anything. Just a little TLC.
Have you seen this house? No, right?
I sent some boots on the ground to take pictures and videos.
Oh, there you go. Smart man. Okay, good.
Yeah. No, good luck with it. I hope you can move it.
Yeah, thanks, John, Steve.
Yeah.
If you bring it back here, if you haven't moved it like in the next couple of days, we'll find. I'm sure we got buyers online here for. If it's gonna cash flow, and you got that kind of investment, I mean that's just stupid money.
It is. Yeah.
28,000 to a motivated wholesaler. Sorry, man.
Man.
From Brooklyn. Yeah. Okay. We can make a deal. Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Mohammed. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to bring to the table? We got any other deals to look at here this evening? Don't be shy. We've also got John on board here. He's co-piloting with me right there for a few minutes, so he's not shy.
I have a question. I have another question for John.
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
John, I hear you mention that that you like the pre-foreclosures that are just a couple months behind.
Yes.
You don't like pre-foreclosures that have already been filed on. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like how could someone try to pick up, do the same thing you're doing, like look for people that are just behind a couple months and that haven't been filed on, and why is that?
Yeah, that here again, it's your marketing. You want to you get a list of pre-foreclosures, or you want to do marketing where you say, behind on payments, give us a call. we take over payments, that kind of stuff. Again, it's all marketing. Everything we do is marketing. We're not really in the real estate business. We're in the marketing business. And then with my system, very few of them we actually own. We just control the properties. So I'm not selling the properties. I'm selling my interest in the property. But you want to get, a good list. Our system has mailing lists that you can get. Then what we do is we skip trace the people. We get the phone numbers and we call them or text them. Sometimes we even get their email address when we skip trace them, or we send them a postcard. Postcard will cost you roughly 40, 50 cents. That's pretty cheap contact. But what we do is we just reach out to people and let the market speak to us. We know they're from the list that we buy or we get with our system is they're in trouble. It's a pre-foreclosure list. We don't know how long they're not paying. I can tell you right now, I think the last number I saw was there's 6 million in default right now from COVID that, they haven't made their payments because the government said they didn't have to. And if you can get those leads, and then when you're talking to them, that's when you find out, oh, I haven't paid for over a year. Well, then I'm not really interested in those deals because now that's a short sale. And to do a short sale, that's a real pain in the you-know-what, and very involved and very long, complicated. And I don't like that. I'd rather get the easy, low-hanging fruit. So when you're talking to them and they've only missed maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 payments, and their maybe PITI is, let's say it's $1,000 a month. If they've missed 4 payments, that's $4,000 that you have to make up. That's cheap to buy maybe a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 house. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to get into doing all that paperwork and making all those calls and having to redo it over again because they lost the paperwork. It's crazy, these banks. And then the other thing with a short sale, they change the rules and they want you to own your ownership has to be seasoned. And what that means is they want you to own the house for so many months before you can resell it. And that's anywhere from 30 days to, I recently talked to one that was 2 years. Well, I'm not going to come out of pocket and buy a house for a couple $100,000 and have to hang on to it for 2 years before I'm allowed to sell it, because they build it right into the deed. You can't sell it, for X number of period of time. So they've changed that. They'll discount, but they'll discount to market value. So that doesn't really help us either. And you have to actually buy it, where before we didn't really buy it. We did double closings, but I used transactional money, and I bought it and then sold it in the afternoon, the same day, for more. Well, you can't do that anymore. These banks don't allow that. So things are changing. The stock market's starting to crash.
Unemployment's going up
Unemployment, inflation.
through the roof. Roof.
China is expecting their real estate market to possibly crash maybe this week. So theirs is a big market, and that could really, and that they're saying that will ripple through the world.
It said their biggest investor, their stock is down, 17% in the last 10, 12 days?
Yep.
That's huge.
Yes.
The biggest investor, the biggest developer in China.
Yep.
Hey, John, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, bud. How valuable you think a list would be for going after people that are 90 days past due on their mortgage, but they haven't been filed against, or they haven't had a list pendants filed yet?
It's huge. I mean, you get one deal out of that list.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring that guy on here. He wants to make a presentation one day. That's we'll talk about it in October down at your meeting.
Okay.
But I want to bring him on here one Monday night and let him explain the whole theology behind this whole damn thing, whatever, how it all works.
There's
So,
a lot of guys selling lists right now, and I don't know. My experience in the past
yeah.
was it wasn't that those lists weren't worth much, but it's not what it was. I mean, it could be better now. The
I wouldn't
technology.
give him any credence unless it was hooked up directly with a credit bureau. So he's got to be getting this information probably through a bank or a lender of some sort. All right. Being a lender, a licensed lender,
Yeah.
I have access to some of this stuff, but not to the volume or to the extent that this guy's got it. So I mean, I talked to him. He sent me. I didn't buy any. He sent me a sample of his stuff, and it looked pretty cool. So, but I should bring him on here one night, and maybe I'll give you his contact information. You call him, see what he thinks.
I'll come on the call. I'll listen to him.
Yeah, really. It'll be on a Monday night. I'll see if I can get him on in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget
All right.
my event's coming up here on the 14th. So I'm gonna from now till then, I'm gonna be working on putting all this together because there's a lot that goes into it.
Besides, Stephanie's there with the whip. Crack.
That's what she told me today. She said nothing else but working on the event.
Hervik, any more questions?
No, I keep hearing you say not filed on, not filed on. Is that because when it's filed on, now you have to go through the short sale process?
No, when it's filed on, it's public record.
Okay.
And then everybody and their uncle finds out about it. How about you go and you contact somebody that's 90 days past due on his mortgage and it hasn't been filed on. He knows he's got problems. All right. Maybe he can work them out. Maybe he can't. But if you were the first guy knocking on his door, you think you might have more juice than the guy that's waiting and he gets 2,000 cards as soon as he receives a list pendants?
Yeah.
You lose a lot of your you're being the first person in the door, So I think if this guy's, I think it's huge.
Okay.
If the credit bureau's information, it's only good as the information that they're getting. And I think a lot of banks are holding back until the Fed and all that are forcing them to do the right reports. Hey, listen, by the way, with that, Biden administration is already putting the sounds out there that they're already planning on there being so many REOs, all right, that's bank-owned properties after foreclosure, that they're talking about expanding this thing. Remember there was that first look and all that shit with the people from the homeowners and police officers and firemen, first responders, they all got first shot at buying these properties. How many days did they give them before? 30?
Wasn't many. Was 25 or something?
He's talking about giving them 90 days. All right. Whatever. That's all well and good. All right. The best intentions going in, but they see how many properties are coming down the tracks. If you only got 20 in this zip code and 10 in this one, yeah, okay. But if you got 200 in this zip code and 500 in this zip code in this county, you can't do that. You're going to have properties all over the damn place. So sooner or later, the investor's going to step up again. And we're going to be the only, listen, we're like the saving grace. We're the ones that pulled the people out of, we pulled all that crap out of it, out of the hole when it goes all the way back to what happened in the last recession. With the depression, or we should say with all these houses, the investors turned it around. So
every time.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff. Anyways, we're coming across our hour here, so we're just going to ask who we got online. We got a few people. So, Hervik, we answered all your questions. Mag, you got anything? Aaron, Jerry Smith just popped his head in. Jerry's from Florida. And we got Mohammed from Brooklyn. And we got Rick way out in California. Thanks for popping in, Rick. We appreciate it, man. And
always good to listen in, buddy.
Yeah, brother. We got anything special going on out in California?
No, man, I'm just focusing on deals outside of California right now. But I might start digging back into some California stuff. I mean, kind of like, back in 7 and 8 with the short sale craziness that was going on out here. I think pre-foreclosures is going to be a big deal in certain neighborhoods, so I'm going to keep an eye on them.
What about just going out right now and signing people up? You're a real estate agent, I believe, right? So
Yeah.
what if you
Yeah.
just went out on your own, made all your own disclaimers and all that, and signed up 10 people this week and gave them what they were asking for their property, and put it on your shelf and started marketing them through your, not as an agent, but as yourself? What do you think? If you got 10 of them, could you move 3 of them?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it kind of like everything else, man. Here, it's really
Numbers
just
game.
depend on it. Just depends. Yeah, it's all about the numbers and where it's at. I mean, there
Yeah.
there are some deals that are in some neighborhoods that just won't sell because the neighborhood's shit. And that's just the fact. I
Yeah.
mean, some of them just don't move because investors just don't want to buy there. It's the same thing all over, though, right? I mean, but California, man, there's those pockets.
Yeah.
So yeah, and some pockets that I know are very active will be active again. There's no doubt about it. And I am very interested in those areas for sure, man.
I get lists on accounts, people's homes that fall off the MLS, and they're not relisted right away. And I see those numbers in different areas are going up. They're going up. They're going up. So they're not getting the big dollars amount. And they've already tried to reduce the price of the property. But you know what? They're probably still stuck at this stupid number that they want. And they're probably so way out of whack. I don't know. But I can see there's more and more and more homes now in certain parts of the country where they're just not getting sold and the people are just letting them expire. So
Yeah.
I think that's coming. I really do. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a crash. I don't think there's going to be a soft landing either, but I think it's going to hit. And when it hits, you're going to have the big public companies are going to be there with their hands out that'll start buying these huge portfolios. And they're going to say, wait a minute, hold on. Because I was buying from them years ago. They carve up this stuff and, somebody would go out and bid on these 50, 60, 100 houses and you can nitpick and take what you want. But by the time it all gets down to the bottom, you're just looking at the garbage that everybody else has passed. And it, becomes one of those chains. But I see that happening again. I really do.
Definitely.
And I don't think we're going to need REOs. I don't think we're going to need to be doing short sales. I mean, getting a discounted settlement on a mortgage,
Oh.
that saves the banks a lot of money. A lot of money. All right. I'll buy a judgment. I'll buy someone's default if I've got the back end where they've already basically ready to sign the house over to me, or they already have.
Steve,
I'll do that. Yeah, man.
I got a question for you. Now, I know you're saying you buy this, you buy that. The Alabama, I know you big in there. There's no pre-foreclosures in there, right? Because I was looking on PropStream, I
Sure
couldn't
there are.
find anything.
Sure there are. But the problem is, by the time PropStream gets the information, they're already foreclosed.
Right.
Alabama is like Alabama, Texas, Georgia. They're very quick. The only way you foreclose on a house fast is with a double barrel shotgun.
Have you gotten any properties there for pre-foreclosures?
No, some of the properties I bought there were afterwards. They were REOs.
You got to do the marketing to bring that homeowner in, where he's maybe 2 months behind and he's starting to get worried that he'll call you, and he sees your ad.
Yeah.
I can't say that enough. To buy a pre-foreclosure list, you might make out all right, you might not.
They might get killed.
Yeah.
Or check on the counties like Arturo does it, like he check on the counties and stuff.
That's direct work. That's direct work. You want to get into Alabama, you want to get into a state that's a non-judicial state. We've gone through that on here before, which means things move very fast. They don't have to go through the court system, all right, unless it's fraud or whatever. So if you're gonna start going in the door and you're gonna start buying, you're looking at foreclosures or pre-foreclosures rather in non-judicial states, you better have your roller skates on, man, because you got to move really fast, fast.
I agree.
But it doesn't stop you from marketing. These people know that the deals are going bad. They know they're not going to go after somebody that's 3 weeks or 2 months behind. They're not doing it right now because the market's too shaky. So if you look at homes, let's say you pick one zip code, and you know this is the zip code you want to work, all right? And you run a list on, say, PropStream at equity. All right. You look at homes that were bought between 2 and 5 years ago, let's just say, and you say, I want to buy houses that are that were built after 1990. So you're not buying stuff that's really, really old. All right. So and you look at those and you just start marketing to those people. Now they have low equity, depending on if you're looking at $100,000 house, depending on what your terminology is, a low equity, it could mean zero. It could mean 10, 15, 20%. All right. For a wholesaler to come in and buy $100,000 house today, all right, I don't know about Alabama. All right. We're saying $100,000 house. They want to buy it for 60, 65, maybe 70 cents on the dollar. That's all that's left. All right. So if the person's got 5 or 10% equity, they're not looking at that house. You can do it. We love those houses. I'll take that deal subject to all day long, especially if the interest rate's right. You know, all day long.
Well, and here's the other thing, guys. The way I do the business, most of my buyers are end users. They're moving into it. They're not wholesalers. They're not investors. They're people that are moving into the property. That's why I can take $100,000 property, take an agreement to buy it for $100,000 and still make at least $10,000 on the deal. Because let's say I got a $100,000 property, $100,000 agreement to buy it, and I find someone who wants to move into the property and they're willing to give me $100,000. I go back to my seller and I negotiate with him, and the national average of a discount's $5,000, 5%. Well, I just made $5,000 by going back to him and asking him for a discount. I said, hey, I got the money, but I don't have it all. We can get this thing closed quick if you can come down some. He comes down $5,000. I just made $5,000 out of thin air. What if I go to my buyer, the guy who wants to move into it, say, hey, we're close. I can get this done quickly if you can come up some more. If he goes up 5%, we just made $10,000 out of thin air, and I had $10 in the deal. But most of my buyers are end users.
And $10,000, you're not doing a double closing.
No, I don't do it.
So you're going to save all that money. All that money. You're not doing it. You're not buying title. You're not getting involved in any of that shit.
Nope.
Okay. He shows you how to do it. We've talked about it on here already before, how to do that. You're not running around getting transactional funding, none of that stuff.
I don't need to get that 65-cent discount, $65,000 price from a seller to sell it, with Mayo. I don't need that.
There's less and less and less of those houses out there even to look at. And you're looking at these junkers. You're looking at these junker houses. You're trying to wheel and deal $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 even houses in areas where the medium is $250 and you're dealing with the lower end. You're going to be dealing in garbage. Yeah. Move your plan up. It's not going to cost you any more money. Move your plan up and make more money.
You guys go in and offer.
There's less aggravation.
Yeah, you offer him 65 cents on the dollar, and I come in and offer him 100% of what he wants.
Or 105 or 110%. It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, yeah, I've done that.
You've done that. Yeah.
They look at you like you're weird. I say, I can't give you 100. How about 105? They look, what? Yeah, I'll take it.
I can't with a straight with the conscience. Say, I know this house is worth. You want 100 for it? I know I can give you at least 110 for it. Would that be all right?
It's great.
And you contract with them for 110. But you know what? You can always go back and renegotiate. You can always go down. You can't go up. So, anyways, all right.
Awesome.
I think we've done enough preaching for tonight, man.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to cut out.
Hey, man, thanks for being with us. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Guys.
I'm going to have you back in a few weeks. All right, man. Thanks. And everybody else that's on here, let's just take a head count here. Let's see. I got to do this thing.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't forget, buycatsnow.com.
There you go. So Hervik and John, and just joined us for a while back, and Mag and Aaron. I didn't hear anything from Aaron. I don't know where Aaron is. Jerry Smith's on board. Jerry, just pop in, say hi.
Jerry.
There he is. Mo from Brooklyn and Rick from out in California. Anybody else got a last question before we sign off? Everybody's shy tonight.
Hey,
Crickets.
Jerry. Hey, Jerry.
How you doing?
There's the man, Jerry from Florida. Jerry, you got anything you want to ask quick before we sign off?
No.
Jerry always got something.
Jerry's got stuff up his sleeve, but he's got short sleeves on tonight. So, all right, guys. Thanks all for checking in. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you next Monday night. Have a great night.
Later.
Thank you, John. Thanks, Eric. Bye-bye.
Bet.
See you
Close
guys.
now.